But I'm familiar with the poem. It's about a man who was deployed to Iraq and the experiences he went through during his deployment. So everyone ready? He said, "Son, have you seen the world? Well, what would you say if I said that you could? Just carry this gun and you'll even get paid." I said, "That sounds pretty good." Black leather boots, spit shine so bright. They cut off my hair, but it looked all right. We marched and we sang, we all became friends as we learned how to fight. A hero of war, that's what I'll be, and when I come home, they'll be damn proud of me. I'll carry this flag to the grave if I must, because it's a flag that I love, and it's a flag that I trust. I kicked in the door, and I yelled my commands. The children, they cried, but I got my man. They took him away, a bag over his face, from his family and his friends. They took off his clothes, they pissed in his hands. I told him to stop, but then I joined in. We beat him with guns and batons not just once, but again and again. A hero of war, yeah, that's what I'll be, and when I come home, they'll be damn proud of me. I'll carry this flag to the grave if I must, because it's a flag that I love, and it's a flag that I trust. She walked through bullets and haze. I asked her to stop. I begged her to stay. But she pressed on, so I lifted my gun, and I fired away. The shells jumped through the smoke, and into the sand that the blood now had soaked. She collapsed with a flag in her hand, a flag white as snow. A hero of war, is that what they see? Just medals and scars, so damn proud of me? I brought home that flag, now it gathers dust. But it's a flag that I love, it's the only thing I trust. He said, "Son, have you seen the world? Well, what would you say if I said that you could?" Thank you. The reason why I chose to read is because it's not really, it's seen directly as an anti-war song, and it's seen as going against the war. But I did more research into the song, and it also can be seen as a pro-war song, because it shows how soldiers, they do what they need to do when they're deployed, and they deserve more respect as a result of it. Because they're not necessarily proud of what they do. There's some, I'm not saying every soldier is like this, but we all revere them as heroes, even if they don't feel like they are a hero. And then the anti-war perspective, how he's first deployed, he's told that it's a great idea, you're traveling the world, you're doing all these great things, and then later on through the song, he starts doing more and more things that are worse, such as the person who's surrendering, that he asked to stop, but they wouldn't, so he just shot him down, because that's what his orders were to do. And it really focuses on how man, even though has a kind heart, they still follow orders as well, and that can taint the kind heart. So does anyone else have any questions about why I chose this piece, or?
Just a little, I know that you're talking about like literary stuff and you use it as a poem, but like in terms of if you used it as a song, like can you talk about how do you feel about censoring songs that it's like harder to get away from?
Well, censoring songs, it kind of plays into the same thing, but even under literature, it's controversial because the offensive language, the violence it has in it, and the light it sheds on the military, because it's never good to show bad light against the military for any reason, no matter what. And it shows that light in a perspective, unless you look at the pro-war stance. So censoring the song does the same harms as censoring the books or writing poems in schools. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes?
How do songs like this affect the education system? Like, are songs usually taught in schools like this?
Well, I chose this piece more as a poem. This song directly isn't, taught in schools, but pieces like this are. So it really teaches students the understanding, because they think war is just shooting, killing, that's it. But this shows the moral side behind it and the ethical side behind war. Does anyone have any questions?
Have you ever heard about this song, like any radio stations or DJs refusing to play it?
Not necessarily for that, but there were anti-war protests back in 2008, 2009, and they actually featured this song in the protests. And then our next person is actually Miss Van Skank's daughter, Charlotte, reading a passage from the Quran.